Tip number 28, we're carrying on with my Core 7, and we are on number 2 of the Core 7, which is search engine optimization. Now, search engine optimization is getting my website on the page where I want it to be, which would be on the front page in the 1, 2, and or number 3 slot, and maybe in a couple of other areas on the front page. I'd like to be in multiple places on the front page because the front page is limited, and the more spaces I am, the more opportunities I have and the higher percentage that I have of getting somebody to click on me and to give me a try. So let's talk about search engine optimization. Currently, there are some things that are very, very important, and this is something that is changing kind of routinely because Google is constantly rethinking, reevaluating, trying to control the web and trying to make sure that you get their message and that they can sell marketing. But currently, current relevant content still wins out. I need content on my site, written content that is relevant and original to what my customer is searching. And I need to think in terms of keywords or keyword strings. So when someone searches for automotive repair, do they search for Honda repair in Ogden, or do they search for I need someone to repair my car, or do they search for water pump repair or water pump service? You know, what are the keywords or the keyword strings? And I need to have those keywords and those keyword strings scattered throughout my website in different places in the writing where it makes sense. When websites first began, I don't know if it's first, but when I first really started paying attention to them, you could go in and you could put auto repair, auto repair, auto repair, auto repair, auto repair, and when the spiders from Google were searching the web, they would look and they would say, wow, this is an auto repair site, it's got a lot of auto repair comments, and we're going to go there. We're going to send the customer to this site. It's going to put you higher up in the ranking. But today, that's not necessarily true. The person that has auto repair in their site in multiple places in a sentence where it makes sense is the one who's most likely, because if Google sees auto repair, auto repair, auto repair, they will just discount it and ignore it and not pay attention to it. If I create 1,000 words on my website that are all current, relevant, and the content is correct, and I pay attention to keywords and keyword strings, and someone else creates 2,000, I'm going to be above them in the Google search terms, most likely, unless Google has changed some of the other rules that I'm unaware of at this point in time. If I don't do anything or make any changes for 6 months, and that person that had a site with 2,000 words now has 6,000, and they're adding on a routine basis current relevant content with the keywords and key strings that I need, they're going to move up in the search terms, and they could even move up past me because my content is not current, and as my content becomes less and less current, I'll move down further and further. So thinking about current relevant content, the amount of current relevant content, keywords and keyword strings is still probably most important. Now, with all of that in place, I still have to have a website that is attractive and makes sense to my customer, so I need to be writing that current relevant content in such a way that is still, my website still remains attractive to my customer. Pay-per-click. Should I or should I not do pay-per-click? As of today, this is July the 17th or 19th, 2019, pay-per-click is still relevant. It gets me on the front page, it gets me a second spot on the front page, and it potentially moves one of my competitors off the front page. Most of the clients that I have, they're spending money on pay-per-click. Now, by the way, you can spend money and waste it, but if you're not paying attention to keyword strings, and if you're not paying attention to when those things are happening, what times of day, can the customer actually call you and get someone there, you can waste money on pay-per-click. But most of my clients are getting anywhere from about a 10 to 1 to about a 14 to 1 return on pay-per-click. So for every dollar they spend there, they're getting $10 to $14 back. And that, to me, still has extreme value, and it's one of the higher value things that we do. So having a budget for pay-per-click is great. And if you are getting people calling from pay-per-click and coming in from pay-per-click, and your budget is running out because it's not high enough on the 20th or the 21st of the month, you might want to consider upping your budget so that your budget carries through to the end of the month. I don't want my budget not to be used, but I also don't want my budget running out in the middle of the month. I believe that pay-per-click is still important in the search engine optimization and driving people to my site and to my page. Local search. Local search has become more and more important. A few months ago, Google decided that they really don't want you, really don't want your customer going to your website. So they created the local search. Local search used to be the what we call the snack pack. Is the place where they have 1, 2, or 3 businesses, and it also is if someone searches and you come up on the side and it shows your website, it shows comments from your customers, it shows your stars, it might have pictures off your website on it. What Google is trying to do is to control advertising. So what they've done is they've created this local search area where the customer can get most of the information they need, and they can get to you through the local search, get a phone and call you, or go on and create an appointment without having to go to your page. And the reason that Google has done that is because on that page they can control the advertising, and they cannot control the advertising on your website. Now, the thing that Google is looking into there that is moving you up or putting you there is, are you a valid business? So the more hits you have on your site, the more valid you are. The more continuous, current relevant content, the more that you continuously kind of add to your business. That consistency means you're more of a valid business. When you tag yourself and attach yourself to other businesses, so you link yourself to other businesses that are valid businesses in the community, then Google says, well, if they're attached to a valid business, then they're also more valid. Anything that creates validity in your business, Google likes it if you're tagged or linked to a charity. So being linked to a charity increases that value and means you're more likely to be in that space. Now, I'm not the expert on any of this by far. I actually have companies that I work with that do these kind of things for my company. I have some internal people that do these kind of things, and these are the people that I recommend because they understand this far more than I do. But local search is becoming more and more and more important, and you need someone that does that and does that well, working for you, either in your company or as an add-on to your company. Online referrals and referral companies, referral sources are still important. Now, everyone knows I'm kind of against anything that is where pricing becomes the major point, and the other things that I bring to bear don't matter. Because I'm never going to be the lowest price guy. I'm always going to be the best, and I'm looking for the customer that wants the best, not the customer that wants the lowest price. And I think that as there are more and more online shopping places, that the value of what we do in the consumer's eyes goes down and down. It's up to you what you want to do, but I will not support those things. But I need Google, I need to be 4.7, 4.8 stars. On Yelp, I need to be 4.7, 4.8 stars. Bimmer, I need to have high rankings. These are online referral services that will help get me not only on the front page, but maybe in additional places on the front page. Because Yelp, Bimmer, some of those other types of services are actually paying and vying to get on the front page. And they may be on the front page and somebody clicks on them and they actually see me and they hear my story. And so those online referral services are important to our search engine optimization, and they're important to moving us up to the front page. Now, we're gonna mix in a little bit of SEO here. Now, we're gonna talk about SEO in the next tip, and we're gonna get more, not SEO, we're gonna mix in a little bit of social media here, because social media also helps me in my SEO. And we're certainly going to talk about social media on the next tip. We're going to talk about targeting, retargeting, tagging. So if I create an informational piece like this, and you say, oh, I want to listen to this, and I want to go to a site where all of the other tips are, then I can tag you. I put a little tag on your I don't know, on the code of your computer, the address to your computer, whatever. Again, you know, I'm not the guy, but I understand the concept. And then later, I can find you because of that tag, and I can send you additional information. So all of us, and for me, I play video games in the airport on my phone, and when I'm playing those games, someone will pop up or something will pop up. I like Robert Graham shirts. I search them on my computer, I search them on my phone, or I open one of the emails they sent me. And for the next 60 days, when I'm playing video games, Robert Graham shirts pop up. What Robert Graham has done is they've tagged me, and they have then sent additional marketing to me so that I'm in front of them, or they're in front of me more and more often. This is when we talk about targeting, retargeting, tagging. There's a thing called geolocation. So Facebook, and I believe Google, can geolocate. I can select very specific areas, states, cities, addresses, and say, I want to send messages, which we call banners, into those addresses when someone is getting on Facebook or someone's getting on Google, and I pay for those messages. Now, the good news is those messages are very, very cheap, and I'm able to send a lot of them to a lot of different people within that geolocation. So that's not necessarily SEO, that's more social media, but it does, the more and more people that see me, the more and more people that come to my site, the more legitimate I become, the more legitimized I become with Google, and the more likely I will be on the local search and move up the ladder. So targeting and retargeting have become important. I have a shop in Southern California that probably today has anywhere from 6 to 7 of the hits on the front page. They're virtually the main shop, the main business on the front page when anyone searches any one of about 30 or 40 different search terms. And one of the ways they've done that is by creating information videos, a video like this. If someone is out there searching for information, and they're also searching for a business, let's say they did something on water pumps, not how to fix a water pump, but hey, we had a Subaru in here, and here's what the water pump looked like, and here was this unusual thing about the Subaru and its water pump, blah, 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 and they created a short informational YouTube video on that, and then they put it out on the web. When someone searched Subaru water pumps, my video may come up as one of the top searches, which would then lead them to my video, lead them to my website. So informational videos is another way to get on the front page. It's another little piece of search engine optimization. And then I think, last but not least, because I kind of need this current relevant content to continue, and I continue to move forward, is blogs. Blogs are short, they shouldn't be long. They shouldn't be as long as this particular tip anyway. 3 paragraphs, something interesting that happened within my business. I can put it on my site, I can put it out on the web, and it just adds more current relevant content and more for people to see. And if people come to my blog and read my blog, at that point then they can be linked into my website and etc. And so these are things that are good for search engine optimization. Now, there's 2 important things that we need to do before we wrap this up. We're going to wrap it up pretty quick here. Number 1, I need to think about what my customer wants and what my customer likes and what's interesting to my customer to put on my site and to for my current relevant content. But I also need to think about things that the customer is going to search, those keywords and those keyword strings. And then last but not least, I need to be aware of my online reputation, and I need to make sure that I'm careful about what I put out there, because whatever I put out there stays out there, and it could come back to bite me within my business. So the 2 most important things, and I will tell you that website is not more important than SEO, because you can have the most beautiful website you have, and if it's on page 9, no one's ever going to see it. And SEO is not more important than website, because even if you're number 1, if you don't have a good website that tells the right story, you're in trouble. So stay tuned next week for the next tip, and we'll go into social media. Thank you very much for listening today.
We hope you enjoyed this week's tip. For more information on the concepts we discussed, check out our upcoming classes at www.ifrabe.com/classes, or listen to the Leading Edge podcast at institutesleadingedge.podbean.com, where we discuss business topics just like this one with a panel of industry experts. You can also contact us whenever it's convenient, and we'll set up a free consultation on how the Institute can help you better your business, your life, and the industry as a whole. We'll see you guys next week.